In this video, I wanted to continue our discussion of masks by taking a moment to talk about the idea of using masks on groups. We've talked a little bit about taking the layers of your Photoshop document and placing them into groups, which are like folders, but you may not have known that you can apply a layer mask to that group and control the visibility of all of the layers within that group as if they were a single object. Now, I'm going to keep my demonstration example fairly simple here. What we're going to do is create a brand new layer here inside of our document, and you can just make any random document to pull this off. And let's just drop down a few strokes of paint. It doesn't really matter what we're doing. I'll just make a couple of nice little green stripes in this case. Then I'll drop down another layer and pick a different color. Since this is all proof of concept anyway, it doesn't really matter. And then let's do some warmer color, so something reddish, a little bit of blue to it. So we've got this interesting design, which actually, hang on a second, let me Control-Alt-Z a couple of times and put those on a separate layer as well, so that I end up with 3 individual layers, each with their own color, their own items sitting on them, and I'm going to put all 3 of these layers into their own group. Like so. So now they're contained within group 1. Now with group 1 selected, I can click on the create layer button, layer mask button, and you see we get a pixel mask that has been applied to group 1. I can invert that pixel mask, so I can hit Control-I, and it makes that mask black, which has, in effect, hidden away all of the different layers inside. But again, you have to remember that black is transparent and white is opaque. So if I have the mask selected and I hit D, so I'm painting my default color of white, I can now paint white down on that mask, and you can see those layers starting to become visible. To perhaps give this a slightly easier way to be understood, let's go ahead, I'm going to close this up. So if you got it from there, you're good to go, but I'm going to do kind of a photographic example, hopefully to kind of drive this home a little more. Let's bring in our desert picture. Now again, these are from the sample pictures included with Windows 7, and on top of this, I'm going to place our koala picture, and we can use the handles at the corners to scale this down. In fact, I'm going to hold down Shift and scale this down a little bit, place it toward the middle of the image. We'll go to File, Place again, and we'll bring in the tulips picture. Once again, I'll hold down Shift and drag in at the corner and just kind of stack this somewhere on top. And I'll bring in one more just for the fun of it. We'll bring in the hydrangea and scale that down as well and stack that up here. So I have this nice little stack of pictures, and I'm going to take the hydrangeas, the tulips, and the koala, and we're going to put them all into a group, and then I can take that group and apply a pixel mask to it. Now, if I select that mask and select a foreground color of black, which I'm actually going to do just by hitting the X key, and that reverses my foreground and background colors, I can get my paintbrush out and start painting black around the outer edges of these pictures, and it looks like they're being erased. But what I'm doing is masking all of them out at the group level as if they were all a single image. At any point, I can step down into that group, grab any of the images inside of it, and move them around, move them outside the range of the mask, etc. So really, again, all I wanted to show here is that you can apply a mask, and all of these different tools we've seen with masks can be handled on an entire group. Now, if you were to click the Create Mask button again with the group selected, and I didn't mean to create one on the koala picture, but if we do it on the group, we can also get a vector mask as well if we wanted to create a vector shape to also control visibility. So it's a very, very simple example, but if you do need to control the visibility of a group of objects as a single unit, remember that you can place these masks onto an entire group. That will wrap up this video. Thanks a lot.